Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about NEO. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about NEO, and if I do sound a little bit stuffed up, guys, it's because I'm going through a little bit of a cold right now. But nonetheless, I want to talk about NEO, where I see the future of this company going. Is NEO a good buy at $14.61? And where my overall price prediction is going to lay for the rest of the year. I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So that being said, let's get started with the video. So today, NEO kind of traded sideways, but looking at the 1 week chart, down about 9.31%. I think we did see a little bit of crash from NEO stock just due to the fact that President Biden did threaten military action against China over Taiwan. So obviously, NEO being based out of China, any U.S.-China tensions is definitely going to drive the stock price down. Looking at the 1 month, down 13.09%, and looking at the 3 month chart, down 33.65%. So it's really starting to analyze from a bigger perspective, and I think a lot of people generally are losing hope in NEO stock. They just don't see the fundamental value. They're kind of tired of waiting. A lot of people are holding shares that's such a high average, and a lot of people are sitting there wondering if the stock is ever going to recover. Well, there's a lot of factors right now that are playing into the massive decline of stocks. So if we take a look at it from perspective, aside from a few stocks, a lot of stocks are trading pretty far off their all-time highs. We are in a bear market, so this is going to play a little bit of a role. Obviously, NEO being based out of China, Shanghai was on lockdown for a while, and I believe they're going to reopen it in June. And some analysts believe that NEO does truly can get back to production levels that it was before COVID hit China, by June. So it's going to be very interesting to say the least, but COVID has definitely slowed down the company quite a bit. We saw that they pushed back their ES7 sedan, the ES7 SUV, I believe until mid-June, but we do have some events coming up for NEO. So like I said, Shanghai does plan on opening back up on June 1st, which should be good for the overall company. We do have NEO reporting earnings on June 9th. I don't know how their earnings are going to be. I think it's going to be probably a mixed earnings. I'm kind of looking for just overall better guidance, and hopefully NEO can basically just say, okay, we're working through the chip shortage, we're working through COVID, like everything's going to be all right. But most importantly, a lot of people, like I said, the stock continues to trade sideways. It's been trading sideways for a while. 3 months down about 33.65%. But we see here that NEO still has kind of been trading in this $13 to $20 range for some time, but looking at the 1 year chart, down about 59.77%, a high being around $53.20, but I know NEO's all-time high was around $66. A lot of people are just kind of asking, does NEO have the potential to re-hit the $50, $60 mark? I'm tired of holding the stock. Guys, NEO as a company is fundamentally growing very, very large. It's continuing to expand. It's doing the best it can. Like I said, there's so many macroeconomic factors that are playing into the turbulence of stocks right now, and it's best not to look at it in the short term more than it is the long term. I know it sucks to kind of just be back holding a stock. The stock continuously doesn't move. There's always bad news circulating around. And like I said, guys, outside of the macroeconomic factors such as the chip shortage and COVID running around China and China-US tensions, we also know that there is a war going on in Russia versus Ukraine, which has played a big role on a lot of stocks as well. We're fighting basically super high inflation, and Jerome continues to raise interest rates. So, right now we're definitely going through a lot of turbulence. I don't know where I see NEO stock going in the short term, but my personal price prediction by the end of the year, I think NEO can retrace the $40 to $50 mark. Like I said, none of the stuff I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion, but we did have a couple analysts come out and reiterate their price targets by the end of the year. I believe one analyst thinks NEO stock can hit $60 by the end of the year. I do expect a lot more turbulent growth in NEO, kind of going more towards the end of the year. I think this is when production is going to be at hopefully a maximum with the opening of NEO Park and the dropping of the the ET5 sedan. This is definitely going to shine some light for NEO, and I think this is definitely going to ramp up production. I do think that NEO is going to start hitting around the 15, 16, 17,000 deliveries per month, kind of around September, October, November. And like I said, the ET5 sedan coming out is going to be an absolute game changer for NIO. I think the biggest thing that a lot of investors are definitely looking for is, one, increased deliveries, and two, hopefully the US and China can work out the audit deals. I know a lot of the Chinese ministers who are kind of trying to work out the deal have come out and said, they're trying their very best to work out a deal, and a deal must happen because there's so much American money into Chinese assets such as like NIO, Alibaba. But we can definitely see that a lot of Chinese stocks have taken a bigger hit just due to the simple fact that a lot of these stocks, a lot of people are afraid of delisting fears. But NIO, like I said, has kind of hedged against delisting because it is listed on the Hong Kong exchange, and it's also listed on the Singapore exchange, which is really good news. This does kind of hedge against delisting. And for those of you who are wondering what happens to our shares if NIO hypothetically did get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, well, our shares would either be transferred over to Hong Kong or they'd be transferred over to Singapore. I believe they would go over to Singapore just due to the fact that Singapore and the New York Stock Exchange are interchangeable. So just for people who are curious, the kind of people are saying if NIO stock did get delisted, what would happen to all of our shares? I think it's super important to know that NIO stock in the short term is going to experience some turbulence along with everything else. But like I said, I do expect some pretty good uptick from NIO, kind of heading more towards later in the year. Guys, I know it's been brutal. I know a lot of people are losing hope. And like I said, for me, I'm down a lot of money on this stock as well, but I have not lost hope. I continue to dollar cost average because I think this company is an absolute steal. We've had even a couple of analysts come out and say that NIO right now at this price, it's such a good buy and it's such a good steal. Analysts haven't changed a lot of their price targets, so that's very good as well. So for me, I am remaining optimistic in the long term about NIO. I'm hoping that NIO can recover some ground as it continues to move towards the year. For me personally, I do, like I said, expect some uptick from NIO stock kind of around August, September, and October. So a little bit later towards the year, I hope we just kind of get through this little turbulent moment. No one knows where NIO stock is going to go in the short term, but I'm still super bullish on this company. I've been Team NIO for a long time. I've been buying up the stock since it was $12. This is back in 2020. So, I mean, we take a look at it from a bigger perspective. I know, even for me, like I said, I'm down a lot of money on the stock, but has not changed my overall sentiment about the company. Like I said, I continue to dollar cost average as much as I can while picking up a bunch of other shares out there for super cheap. Like I said, guys, in the long term, if the company's fundamentals are doing very well, then we can definitely look at it from a bigger perspective that the company is growing very quick. The company is eventually going to catch up, and it's going to be absolutely huge. The stock price is eventually going to catch up. You guys can't look into the short-term fear, uncertainty, and doubt and make decisions based off that. Yes, like I said, the stock continues to sink, goes up, and then sinks. I get it. It's really annoying. It's really tough to deal with on an emotional level. But guys, if it helps, don't check your portfolio. For me, I own a decent amount of shares on NIO, so I just sell covered calls every week, and I've been picking up some pretty good premium from it. But nonetheless, like I said, I can be as patient as I want because I know by 2023 and 2024, this company is going to be absolutely huge, and I actually think it is mega worth buying the dip on this company. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think of NIO. Do you guys think NIO is a good buy at $14.56? If you guys own NIO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.